All right, y'all, welcome back to Fishers of Men. Very quickly, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and smash that like button. I'm going to talk about in today's video profiting from trials, the epistle of James. And this is chapter 1, verse 2, where it begins by saying, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, driven with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is double-minded. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." So basically, like, if you're praying to God, believe you're going to get that prayer answered. No matter how long it takes, believe that God has heard you and you are going to get wisdom from him. That's why it's so important to, like, when you read the word, believe in the word. When you're feeling like stress, anger, fear, all these things, bring it to his feet. But one thing's for certain that I would always do when I felt like God is just upset with me, or just whatever I'm feeling, I don't know what's going on. Does God have a problem with me? All this type of stuff. You got to check yourself and be like, the Lord never forsake me. The Lord saved me. The Lord took away all my sins. The Lord loves me. I'm not going to do nothing but believe in his word. No matter how I'm feeling, I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm not giving into these feelings. Like, I've been telling myself that a lot lately. It took me a long time to, like, really get to that point, or to this point where you don't believe in nothing but the word of God, or God, because God is the word. And knowing what he did for you, and knowing he loves you, and knowing he has a plan for you, and any feelings you're feeling within your heart, don't give in to those feelings. Let them pass. It may be hard. There's going to be days where it just feels like awful. But if you don't believe in those feelings versus believing in God, thinking of words of his that you know is true and alive, as the word is sharp as a sword. I literally was reading that the other night about how it's like piercing, through the flesh, because it's like a sword, literally. You won't have, any problems in the journey of your faith. Like, you'll go through the experience of struggles when it comes to how you're feeling, but it can pass if you continuously pray, seek him, and think of his word. Speak of his word in your mind, because it's a war that we're all at with the flesh, with warfare. And God even speaks about long suffering, but you can make it though through it, because he overcame the world. You can do it because he lives within you. So yeah, I think that's something to keep in mind when reading that verse. And also various trials, with it being hard, looking at it as a blessing. As when we read earlier, it says, count it as joy when you fall into various trials. Be excited for it, because God's working in your life, even though when you can't see it and don't understand, especially when it's super hard. But patience is important, because there's going to be experiences in your life where you're in conversations. For example, say you're debating somebody and they're trying to throw certain things at you that's going to tick you off, but it ain't going to work because you got patience. And you're going to have patience because God put you through trials before you had debates with people, to get you prepared for those debates where they can't throw a stone at you, because that stone's going to just disintegrate. It's not going to touch you. It's not going to do anything, because God prepared you for it. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many things God will do in your life, especially testing your faith, because he loves you and because he needs you to be a soldier. We are to become strong, and it's not even our strength. And even how we become a soldier, it's him that gets the glory, that turns us into a soldier of having strength, his strength. Yeah, so have faith, believe when you're praying, believe when you're going through trials, that he's there, that you trust him, and it will work out. You will prevail. But yeah, just I wanted to share this today because I felt like I need to upload more on this channel. And I just also, I don't know, I just need to start making more content when it pertains to God. I feel like this is all I do in my own life. I'll be in my crib talking to my family all the time about God. Sometimes we get in a little bit of arguments, sometimes we don't. And they were like, yo, you need to start talking, man. You need to start, speaking how you speak here. And so I just decided to push this record button. Sometimes, or I have had experiences where I would like re-record over and over again, but I've been trying not to do that, trying to be real, truthful, genuine. You know, it was a battle trying to just speak real and be confident on the mic and not think about, am I saying this wrong or right or this or that? You know what I'm saying? You deal with all of that on your journey as well. But if you got a calling, you should follow that calling. And all I can do is talk about God. Like that's became every aspect of my life now. He's always in my mouth, bruh. He's always in the conversation. Always. But yeah, hopefully y'all learned something today from this. Not from me, but from God himself. And yeah, I'm out to here. Stay tuned.